Good morning. Today we have discussion on carbohydrates. What are the carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are macronutrients. It is composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen atom. Carbs contain polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone functional groups. Carbohydrate or carbs are the sugar molecules along with protein and fats. Carbohydrates are one of the three main nutrients found in food and drinks. Your body breaks down carbohydrate into glucose. Blood sugar is the main source of energy for your body cells, tissue, and organs. Glucose can be used immediately or stored in the liver or muscles for later use in the form of glycogen. In case of energy, glycogen converts into glucose and cell use glucose as the energy molecule, and oxidation of glucose produce energy for human life routine works. What are the different types of carbohydrate? There are three main types of carbohydrate: sugars, starch, and fibers. Sugars are also called simple carbohydrate because they are in the most basic form. They can be added to food such as sugar candy, processed food, and regular soda. They also found in natural fruits, vegetables, and milk. Starch are the most complex carbohydrate which are made of lots of simple sugars. Your body needs to break down starch into sugar to use them for energy. Starch include bread and pasta. They also include certain vegetables like potato and corn. Fiber is a complex carbohydrate. Your body cannot break down it, and most fibers are good for health. It helps in reducing obesity. Fiber also solve the problem of intestine like constipation, and it also help in lowering the cholesterol level and sugar level in blood. Fiber is also found in many foods like vegetable, nuts, seeds, beans, and whole grains. Now the chemical classification of carbohydrate. Chemically, it is classified into three: monosaccharides, disaccharides, and oligosaccharides. This classification is based on the number of carbon which is present in the carbohydrate structure. Monosaccharides example is galactose, fructose, glucose, and the chemical structure of monosaccharide is given below. This is the structure of galactose and this is the structure of glucose. It contains hydroxy group. Monosaccharides are further classified depending on the number of carbons atom: triose, tetrose, pentose, hexose, and heptose. Triose contains 3 carbon atom. Example, glyceraldehyde. Tetrose contain 4 carbon atoms. Example is erythrose. And pentose, hexose, heptose contain 5, 6, and 7 carbon atoms. Now move to the disaccharides. Two disaccharides combine to form two monosaccharides combine to form disaccharides. Example of disaccharides are sucrose, lactose, and maltose. Here you can see the cyclic structure of lactose and sucrose. Sucrose comes from sugar cane. Lactose is consists of glucose and galactose, and sucrose is consist of glucose and fructose. Now, what are the oligosaccharides? Pentose, hexose are the oligosaccharides. Now, what is complex carbohydrate? It's called polysaccharides. Complex carbohydrate molecules are digested and converted slowly in comparison of simple carbohydrate. Complex carbohydrate formed by the polymerization of a large number of monomers. Here you can see the amylose, amylopectin, this is a starch, and this is glycogen, more branched carbon chain, and this is cellulose fiber. It is mostly found in plant. Starch is composed of two components, amylose and amylopectin. Amylose form the linear chain. This is linear chain of amylose, and amylopectin is much branched chain. This is branching in chain of amylopectin. Glycogen is called animal starch. It has a structure similar to the starch but has more extensive branching. In the structure of glycogen, here you can see the extensive branching. Cellulose is a structural carbohydrate. It is the main structural component of plant cell wall. It is fibrous polysaccharide with high tensile strength. In contrast to starch and glycogen, cellulose forms a linear polymer chain. This is linear polymer chain of cellulose fiber. What are the functions of carbohydrates? The main function of carbohydrate is to provide energy. Carbohydrate is the energy molecule of body. Carbohydrates are also known as one of the basic component of food, including sugar, starch, fiber, which are mainly found in grains, fruits, and milk products. Carbohydrates are also known as starch and simple sugar and complex carbohydrate. It is also involved in fat metabolism and prevent ketosis. Inhibit the breakdown of proteins for energy as they are the primary source of energy. Amylase break down starch into glucose and finally to produce energy for metabolism. Carbohydrate is the energy molecule of body. When we consume carbohydrate, it breaks down into glucose and glucose is a energy molecule. It gives energy very fast by oxidation process. It happens inside the cell in mitochondria. Now the source of carbohydrate, it's found in the form of fructose in many fruits. Galactose is present in many dairy products. Lactose is mainly found in milk and other dairy products. Maltose is present in beer, potato, processed cheese, pasta, etc. Honey contains a small amount of vitamins and minerals. Examples of carbohydrate. Following are the important examples of carbohydrate: glucose, galactose, maltose, fructose, sucrose, lactose, starch, and cellulose. These are the bad carbs, which is not good for health: white bread, sugary drinks, candies, and chocolates. Carbohydrate and obesity. Obesity is linked to the high intake of carbs, lower physical activity, greater availability of junk food, lack of sleep, genetic factor, stress, and emotional factors. So, high intake of carbohydrate can cause metabolic problem, and high intake of sugar can cause diabetic mellitus. It's a sugar problem and characterized by the obesity. It is a metabolic disorder of carbohydrate. So carbohydrate is a rich source of energy and a major part of our food. So here we have completed carbohydrate. Thanks for listening.